Sam Fisher has been on active duty ever since he first infiltrated the Xbox in 2002. His fourth assignment, Double Agent, takes the Shadow Master under deep cover and forces you to make a lot of difficult choices. While the stealth series still induces lots of head-scratching and controller throwing, Ubisoft has definitely taken Splinter Cell and the genre into uncharted territory. The result is one of the most nail-biting and emotional espionage games ever made.
You're taking a hell of a chance coming out here now.
Double Agent assumes you're up to speed on the Splinter Cell story as it jumps right into the action. Sam Fisher is on yet another secret mission when he's informed by Lambert that his daughter has been killed. The NSA then uses Sam's inevitable breakdown as the perfect cover for him to join John Brown's army, one of the most dangerous terrorist groups in the country. This means you constantly have two bosses, and two paths to follow. You can carve your own way through the story as long as you keep both sides happy enough to keep sending you objectives.
That's an unacceptable number of casualties, Sam.
It might sound like a frustrating thing to manage, but it adds multiple levels of moral decisions that most games only pretend to have. There's no way you'll be able to make everyone happy on your first pass, so sooner or later you'll have to make a sacrifice for the greater good. We guarantee it'll shock and surprise even the most insensitive secret agents. You don't have a light slider anymore. There are just green, yellow, and red lights that appear on a gadget mounted on Sam's shoulder. There's also no heads-up display unless you change weapons, which helps you see more of each area to spot enemy or neutral targets. The game is gorgeous, but it doesn't manage to provide the same wow factor that the very first Splinter Cell did. The backgrounds are stunning whether you're looking at an Arctic wonderland at sunset or a bustling city at midnight. The frame rate will occasionally stutter, and like a lot of 360 games, it has vertical sync issues, but it's still a beautiful game. The environments offer a pleasant amount of variety. You'll go from a missile silo at night in a heavy rain, to a cruise ship in broad daylight, to a frozen tanker stuck in an iceberg during a blinding snowstorm, to a war-torn Middle Eastern country in the hazy afternoon. The locales are even more surprising because you're mostly left in the dark as to where your next mission will take place. Like all Splinter Cell games, the objectives are constantly changing. Things are added for you to do, destinations are shifted, and enemies and obstacles pop up from out of nowhere, forcing you to constantly be on your toes. It's never annoying, just frantic. Every time you fail, it just makes you want to figure out exactly what went wrong and fix it. The ability to save anywhere certainly helps quell some of the rage. After one or two missions, you'll go back to JBA headquarters. These sections are unlike anything Splinter Cell, Metal Gear, or any other stealth action game has ever done. Stealth games typically make you sneak your way into a location and then somehow get your way out. In Double Agent, there is no way out. After you complete an objective for the NSA, you'll have to walk right past JBA members you are actively double-crossing and pretend you're going just to get some fresh air. This is an element rarely seen in video games, let alone the stealth action genre.
Sam! This area is restricted. Get out!
Out in the field, things are just as hectic as ever. The weapon selection can be cumbersome because there are so many options to choose from. It's nice to have 3 different types of mines to use, but it's frustrating when you just want to throw a smoke grenade while 3 terrorists are shooting at you. Not only can you choose what objectives to complete, but you can also choose how to approach them. You can shoot your way through any level that's not full of innocent civilians, or keep the body count at 0 if you're sneaky enough. There are tons of new toys, with exploding sticky cams being one of our favorites. Why? But that's not to slight the other additions like the ultrasonic emitter, which takes the place of cans and bottles for distracting the enemy, or the wall mine, which adheres itself to a vertical surface and incapacitates anyone dumb enough to get near it. There are also new mini-games for things like cracking safes, hacking computers, and assembling mines. Toss in upgrades for things like night vision and you have a heaping helping of stealth hospitality. It doesn't really make the game more accessible, but it will certainly thrill vets of the series. Multiplayer is extraordinary. The first-person controls as a mercenary are a little rigid, but the weapons the mercs get are much more powerful than before. The spy side is way too much fun. You're almost untouchable as a spy, but you have to sit still to hack terminals for a really long time, which balances the mode nicely. In all, Double Agent has a meaty single-player campaign that's far more unique than prior games in the series, and tried-and-true multiplayer that will keep the disc spinning in your 360 for months. Sam Fisher looks amazing in the next generation, and the good news is that Double Agent has the gameplay to match. Choosing your own path through the adventure will ensure different experiences for each player, and the multiplayer options are robust and addictive. If the trial and error aesthetic has turned you off in the past, not a whole lot has changed in that regard, and the series becomes increasingly less accessible for new players with each entry. But Double Agent is an unforgettably tense experience no stealth fan can afford to miss.